Well, well, well. Look who it is.
Before we can get started today, we have to do a little dynamic warm up. So when we do our dynamic warm up, the first thing we're going to start with is our knee hugs. So just like in the video here, we're going to take one knee and pull it towards our chest. We're going to pull up, pull up. If you guys want, excuse me, if you guys want a little bit more of a challenge here, what you can do when you pull up is you can come up onto your toes just like that right there. Up on the toe. Make sure you keep your core nice and tight here. These are our knee hugs. Next up is our leg pulls. We're going to be pulling the leg back on the same side and we're reaching with the opposite hand. So you can see right there, pull and reach with the opposite hand. Switching sides, we're going over to the other side. Little front view for you so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Pulling that opposite leg, reaching with the opposite arm. Super important that you reach opposite so you can get the full system working. This next one is a knee drive. We're simply driving this knee through, driving that knee up towards the sky. As you can see, I jump up on my toe. It's the same extension as the last one, just coming up on that toe makes things a little bit more challenging, opens things up. But as you can see on this side right here, you do it without jumping on that toe first. So you get a little warm. And then when you're ready, you come up onto the toe and drive up. Come up onto that toe at the same time when you are driving that knee up to the sky. Next one is a hip circle. So you're bringing your knee out in front of you, going around. Big key for this one is to make sure that you keep your hips square to the ground right there. No matter what you're doing, front or back, make sure that you are keeping those hips nice and square to the ground. Now you can see I'm going backwards here, front and back, keeping those hips square. And I just changed directions. I'm going backwards first and then bringing it around. It is really important that you do both directions and you don't get stuck in just doing one. Next one is just mini jumps right here, just getting small little jumps up and down. You're just getting your ankles ready to go, your feet ready to go. After 10 on both legs, you're doing 10 on individual legs, one at a time. Left, right, left, whatever you guys are into. Not super high, you're just doing it. This next one is similar to the knee drive, but you are coming up into the sky. They are skips. If you want to do it like I just did, you can do it that way, or you can do it the traditional way right here. 10 total. Moving on to the next thing. We have tiptoe walking. Pretending you're in high heels, pretending you're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller, walking around for 10. This next one, duck walking, heel walks. Same thing, you're just walking around on your heels instead. Might be a little bit painful, so make sure you have a softer surface to do so, at least initially. This next one, you're getting into a lunge, and then you are reaching to your foot with the opposite hand. So right here we have our left foot coming forward. We're going to reach with our right hand, keeping that opposite arm up to the sky. If you notice, I'm looking back at it so you can see if it's vertical to where you are. It's just another quick, easy cue that you can do while you're in the moment. Next one is high knees. I'm doing it stationary just because I do not have a place to go. If you do, please do it. These next ones, heel kickers. Kick your heel to your backside. Again, you can do those stationary or moving. This next one is a dead bug. You're going to have your hands to the sky, your knees to the sky with your feet off the floor, and you are dropping opposite arm, opposite leg. Super critical that you have a flat back the whole time right there. If your low back comes off the ground, then stop. That is too low for you, and next time go a little bit lower. This is a really challenging one, so don't get frustrated if the first couple times you try this, that low back comes off the ground. Keep that core tight, and as you practice it, you will get better and better. This bird dog right here is just the opposite of that dead bug. We are again reaching in front behind us, opposite arm, opposite leg. Keeping that core tight, you want to avoid a huge slump in your back. Things should be really aligned here. Don't rush through these. These are not speed ones right here. These next ones are called Frankensteins. What you're going to do is you're going to kick your leg out straight in front of you, and with the opposite hand, you're going to come around and try to touch that leg as it's kicking out in front of you. Great one to do before you warm up. It will help get the body moving. 10 total, 10 on each side. Make sure you do these for your dynamic warm up. Now, these last ones are called leg swings, and they're exactly how they sound. You're gonna grab something. I have a chair here in this example, and you're gonna swing your leg back and forth from side to side. I just did it 10 times just to show you how it was. Here it is. I'm switching sides so you can see the left leg now. And be careful when you do these. You don't want to kick the object that you're holding out in front of you, so be mindful of that. Just loosen up the legs, swing it side to side, 10 on each side.
Hey guys, Mr. C here, and today we are going to continue our little track and field thing that we have going on Friday. We're going to have a little surprise for you. You'll see what it is, but until then, we're going to review what we did last time with some starts. So we're going to get into our starting position. Remember, our knees are on the ground. One knee is behind us, right? Comfortable distance away. Two hands out in front. We come up off our knees. We're leaning forward because forward is fast. And then we explode up. I need you guys to practice that 10 different times on. Now that we got our start practice out of the way, we're going to also review the hurdles that we did last time, but today we're going to combine the two. Ooh, okay. Now, we're in our starting position. Away from our hurdle, get some pillows, get whatever you need for a hurdle. We're going to set up just like normal. And this time, when we go, we're going to explode up and we're going to jump over our hurdles. If you have a bigger space, add as many hurdles as you want. See how fast you can go down and back through your hurdles with that super fast start that we just practiced. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to fitness.
Welcome to the main event today. Now, today's main games or events that we're going to be doing is the shot put and the javelin. So what I need you to get is a soft ball that won't break anything, or a pillow, stuffed animal, whatever you have. And I also need you to get something long and skinny. Like for me, I have a roll of paper towels. If you have the cardboard from the inside from a paper towel or toilet paper roll, make sure you get that, and you'll see why in a minute. But before we talk about the javelin, it's time to talk about the shot put. So with the shot put, it is, think about it as a pushing motion. When you have your ball, you're going to push it and see how far you can get it away from you. Now, a good way to practice the shot put throw is actually to lie on the ground, and taking one hand, you're going to push it up to the sky, push it up to the sky, and push. The whole key to remember with the shot put is to push the ball, because if you throw the ball, that's not going to count, because that is not a shot put throw. It's a little bit different than normal. Now, when we get into the shot put, you're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You're going to take this ball, you're going to put it up against your jaw, the back of your jaw, the back of your cheek right here. And remember, we are not throwing, we are pushing. See how far you can get your shot put. Whew. Can you get it further than Mr. C? I don't think so. Good luck. If you want to measure your shot put throw, maybe you get some string out, you start your string where your foot starts, and you run it all the way to where it landed first on the ground. So mine would be measured right here, not right here. Okay? Adding a little math to it, get a little competitive, challenge your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, whoever you have around. Have fun. Good luck, guys. Now the next game that we're going to play today, it is a javelin toss. Like I said earlier, I have a roll of paper towels that I will be using. If you do not have a roll of paper towels, get a toilet paper roll that's already been used, and that will be super simple as well. Now if you've noticed, my paper towel roll is all floppy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a pair of rubber bands, and I'm going to put them around it so it doesn't get floppy. I'll be right back. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but if you can, I'm going to take one rubber band, put it on one side, and I'm going to take another rubber band, and I'm going to put it on the other side. And now, what I have is a javelin. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our javelin, we're going to kneel down just because we're doing it inside. And do you remember that shot put throw where we pushed it? Where the javelin throw is very similar. You're going to take your paper towel roll, and while pointing it to the target where you want to throw it, you're going to throw it out in front of you. But remember that push that we did earlier. If you throw it like this, it's not going to go very far. But if you throw it pointing to where you want it to go, non-throwing hand out, it will go really far. Again, if you want to measure how far you tossed, start off with where that front foot is and run your string or your ruler, yardstick, whatever you have, all the way out to where it landed. I want you guys to write in the comment section down below what your distance was. Good luck, guys, and have so much fun with this. Now that our day is over, There's one big piece to track and field that we haven't covered yet, and that is your flexibility. How flexible are you? Okay, now, since our day is over, now is our time to work on our static stretching. So we're gonna sit down, and the first thing we're gonna do is just sit nice and tall and lean forward. We're gonna hold a nice, comfortable stretch, nothing too crazy, for about 30 seconds here. Afterwards, you're gonna feel nice and relaxed in your hamstrings, the back of your leg. And it's important to have this flexibility for track and field because you need it as a runner, as an athlete in general. That's about 30 seconds. Next one we're doing, we're bringing one leg up behind us and we're pulling it back and we're standing up and up nice and tall and we are stretching our quad. Again, how long are we going to hold this for? That's right, 30 seconds. Next up, we're going to switch sides, doing the exact same thing. Whew. Ooh, this one is tight for Mr. C. His leg. Whew. Remember to stand up super tall here. Get the full stretch. Last one that we're going to do, we're going to set up with a wide stance. You're going to take one hand and you're going to reach to the opposite foot. And at the same time, the other hand's going to reach for the sky. So it's going to look something like this. If you want some visual cues, make sure you're looking at your hand and seeing if it's going straight up to the sky. After a couple seconds, we are switching over to the other side. Okay, last one that we're going to do, we're actually going to go back on our knees. One foot's going to be out in front of us with a nice 90-degree bend in our knee. This is our hip flexor stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our belt line, we're going to bring it towards our chin. So we're going to tuck it up. Then we're going to slide forward a little bit and activate our core. That's going to give us a nice hip stretch over here. Super important if you're running or moving a ton. And if you're sitting a ton and not getting active, this is going to tighten up and it's going to create all kinds of back issues. So we've done 15, 20 seconds on this side. You guessed it, time to switch to the last side. Same thing, bringing our belt line up to our chin. We are sliding forward just a little bit, keeping that core tight. You should feel it right in the front of that hip. We're only going to hold this for 15, 20 seconds, and you guys are out of here today. All right, guys, have a good day. See you later.